Some animals vanished so long ago that no human ever saw them alive, but others disappeared much more recently, close enough for a camera to capture their final moments. A bird perched quietly on a branch, a dolphin breaking the surface of a river, an animal standing in the wild, unaware that it would be the last of its kind. At the time, these photos seemed ordinary, but years later they became something chilling. The final visual proof that an entire species once existed. Because sometimes the last image of a species looks completely normal, until the world realizes there will never be another. In this video, we're uncovering the last photographs and final sightings of 8 animals that vanished within the reach of modern cameras. Nummer 8. Ivory-billed woodpecker woodpeckers are known for their powerful beaks, new tools strong enough to hammer straight into solid wood. But among all woodpeckers, one species stood far above the rest. The ivory-billed woodpecker was the largest ever recorded. With its brilliant ivory-colored bill and bold black and white wings, it once ruled the towering forests of the southeastern United States and Cuba. But this bird depended on something very specific: ancient forests filled with enormous aging trees. When large-scale logging swept across the region in the early 1900s, those forests vanished at a devastating rate. And without them, the woodpeckers began to disappear. The last widely accepted sighting in the United States came in 1944, but just before that, something extraordinary happened. In 1935, young researchers captured rare photographs and even short film footage of the bird's ghostly images that remain some of the only proof it once lived in the wild. Most scientists now believe the species is gone, yet strange reports still emerge from remote swamps, which raises a haunting question. Could the ivory-billed woodpecker still be hiding somewhere in the wilderness? And if losing this bird sounds tragic, wait until you hear about the giant birds that once towered over humans. Number 7. Moa. Imagine standing face to face with a bird taller than a human. That was the reality in ancient New Zealand. For thousands of years, the forests there were ruled by giant flightless birds called moa. Some species could grow more than 3 meters tall and weigh up to 250 kilograms. They had long necks, powerful legs, and one surprising feature: they had no wings at all. For centuries, these giants wandered New Zealand's forests. Then, about 700 years ago, humans arrived. The first Polynesian settlers quickly discovered that the massive birds provided an enormous source of food. Intensive hunting followed. Forests were burned to clear land for settlements. Within just a few centuries, every species of moa had disappeared. By the 1400s, they were gone. All that remained were bones, eggshells, and stories. There is even a mysterious photograph that supposedly shows a moa standing beside hunters armed with spears. Some believe it's genuine. Others say it's a reconstruction. Either way, the image captures a haunting idea: a world where giant birds once walked the earth. But not every lost species has that chance, and some disappear so completely that only a single photograph reminds us they ever existed. Like the next animal, a majestic deer whose antlers looked like a crown. Number 6. Schomburg's deer-mounted deer heads often hang on walls as hunting trophies, but sometimes the trophy represents something far more tragic. The Schomburg's deer once roamed the wetlands surrounding Bangkok. It was famous for one remarkable feature: its enormous antlers. They spread outward like the branches of a crown. Some males weighed nearly 120 kilograms. For centuries, they lived quietly in Thailand's wetlands. Then the 20th century arrived. Hunting intensified. Wetlands were drained. Cities expanded. By 1938, only one Schomburg's deer remained alive. When that last individual died, the species vanished forever. Today, the final photograph survives as a haunting glimpse of a deer that once wandered freely across Thailand's wetlands. But sometimes extinction isn't ancient history. Sometimes it happens slowly, in full view of humans. And the final call for the next animal was heard less than a century ago. Number 5. Eastern Heath hen. Once the open fields of the northeastern United States echoed with a deep, booming call. That sound belonged to the heath hen. These birds once thrived across the grasslands of New York and New Jersey. But dramatic change arrived in the 1800s. Farmers cleared land. Hunters targeted the birds. Their population collapsed. Eventually, the last survivors were pushed onto Martha's Vineyard. Then disaster struck. Wildfires swept across the island. By 1927, only 13 birds remained alive. Within a few years, just one was left, a lonely male named Booming Ben. In 1932, he was seen calling across empty fields, waiting for a mate that would never answer. After 1933, he disappeared. The final call of the Heath hen faded into silence. And the next story may be even stranger, because the next animal didn't just give birth, it gave birth through its mouth. Number 4, Gastrobrooding Frog. Imagine discovering an animal so strange that scientists could hardly believe it was real. A frog that gave birth through its mouth. The gastrobrooding frog lived in rainforest streams in eastern Australia. Instead of laying eggs in water, the mother swallowed them. Her stomach completely shut down. The organ that normally digests food transformed into a living nursery. For weeks, she carried the young inside her body. And when the time came, tiny froglets climbed out of her mouth, one by one. It was one of the most bizarre reproductive strategies ever discovered. But scientists barely had time to study it. The species was discovered in the 1970s, and within just a decade, both species had vanished. Most scientists believe a deadly fungal disease helped wipe them out. Today, only photographs and preserved specimens remain. Yet researchers are attempting something remarkable. They're trying to bring the species back using preserved DNA. Because sometimes extinction isn't the end of the story. But the next animal disappeared far more quietly. A graceful wallaby once called the most beautiful of its kind. Number 3. Toolache Wallaby Graceful. Elegant. Almost delicate. Those were the words used to describe the Toolache Wallaby. Standing just under a meter tall, it once moved effortlessly across Australia's grasslands. Many naturalists considered it the most beautiful wallaby ever recorded. But beauty offered little protection. As farms expanded, its habitat vanished. By the 1920s, only a few remained. Scientists attempted an emergency rescue. 14 wallabies were captured for a breeding program, but the effort ended in tragedy. 10 died during the capture process. Only 4 survived in captivity. The last confirmed wild sighting occurred in 1924. That same year, the final captive wallaby died in a zoo. With her death, the species vanished. Today, a single photograph is believed to show the last Toolache wallaby remains. But the final photograph of the next animal shows it walking into a termite mound, just before it disappeared forever. Number 5, Paradise Parrot. Some animals earn their names. The Paradise Parrot was one of them. With vibrant colors and striking markings, it was once considered one of the most beautiful parrots on Earth. But it had an unusual habit. It nested inside termite mounds. While unique, this made the species extremely vulnerable. A severe drought struck in 1902. Habitats changed. Sightings became rare. By 1950, the Paradise Parrot was officially declared extinct. But one image remains. A photograph taken in 1922 shows a Paradise Parrot entering its termite mound nest, the final visual record of the species. And yet, a mystery lingers. Some researchers wonder if a few individuals survived longer than anyone realized. Because while the Paradise Parrot disappeared from the skies, another species was about to disappear from a river. Now, number 9, Baiji River. Dolphin. For centuries, fishermen along China's Yangtze River whispered tales of a pale dolphin that appeared like a ghost. They called it the Baiji. Legend said it was the reincarnation of a princess protecting travelers. For millions of years, the Yangtze River was one of the richest freshwater ecosystems on Earth. But the 20th century changed everything. Pollution spread. Cargo ships crowded the river. Massive dams reshaped the waterway. By the 1980s, scientists estimated fewer than 400 Baiji remained. Images and video captured during that time now stand as the last glimpses of the species. Scientists launched a massive search in 2006. Ships scanned thousands of kilometers of the river. They found nothing. The Baiji was declared functionally extinct. the first dolphin species wiped out by human activity. Each of the images we've seen today started as something ordinary. A bird on a branch, a deer in a field, a dolphin breaking the surface of a river. But with time, those images became something far more powerful. They became the last photographs of species that once shared this planet with us. From the towering moa of New Zealand to the ghost-like Baiji of the Yangtze River, these animals disappeared within reach of modern science and modern cameras. And their final images carry a quiet warning. Because extinction rarely looks dramatic while it's happening, most of the time, the world simply stops noticing a species. Until one day, someone looks at an old photograph and realizes it captured the last one.